Yeah, well, happy for the seniors on senior day. I think there's always emotion with that one, sometimes too much emotion, just depending on who you are. I've never had 6 of them either, so that just presents a little bit of a different challenge. But always happy for them, always want to win on senior day. As far as the game, I thought we hung around defensively, did some decent stuff on that end. Didn't like much offensively at all. Thought we maybe started okay. That got to a screeching halt. They played a lot of zone. We were prepared for that. Didn't make many from the perimeter, so then you're just kind of battling on defense. But when you're not scoring, you're not getting your crowd into it. That's typically how that works. And so I thought we got good looks from 3. Didn't convert many of those in the first half. I thought we missed way too many layups. And so, yeah, just a little bit disappointed. The late surge was good, I guess, in the last minute because they had taken the lead to get the lead back. And then I thought the third quarter was pretty good, and I thought it looked a little more like us. So, yeah, we got to keep battling on that defensive end, see if we can get some offensive flow and rhythm and get more people involved. Obviously, JJ got going, so good for her on senior night. Saw the ball go through the hoop from 3 a little bit. Shaw finally made a couple, I think. So, yeah. Back at it, obviously a huge game on Monday with Kansas State, who's playing really, really well and well coached, and a good opportunity for us to get a quality win at home if we can do something special.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the emotions of senior night. What did you see from your team tonight in terms of handling those emotions specifically? Do you think maybe that played something into that first quarter at all, or how do you think they handled it?
Yeah, well, I thought they handled it okay, but just when they're emotional, and it's senior night, and maybe some red eyes when you're out there doing it, and it's always as a coach, it's like, do we do it then? Do we wait and do it after a game? What's the timing of it? Just because of the emotion. But I thought once we got when we got back in the locker room, they were settled down and ready to go play. And I thought once we got the ball in their hand in the game, the whistle blew, I thought we would relax. And for the most part, I thought we were okay.
Coach, you alluded to a little bit, Kansas State, you welcome them into town. How do you stop with the slow starts, maybe on the offensive side?
Yeah, make some shots would be great. I think we're battling defensively. Just we're so inconsistent on the offensive end, and so that's the struggle at times. I mean, we can go on 6, 7, 0, 8 runs. A lot of it comes from our turnover, so it's like in the half court, we've just got to be a little bit better. And I thought we ran some decent offense and got good looks. We just didn't convert, and that was the disappointing part. We kind of chart good shots, bad shots, and I know there was 2 for sure that were like in the red, like don't ever take that shot, please, again. But for the most part, I thought they were pretty solid shots. We just didn't make them.
Mark, you didn't need it in the final margin, but how important was that 7-0 run to close out the half?
Yeah, probably important a little bit. I think it settled us just at least at half. Because like I said, they took the lead, and so that was disappointing just to even give up a lead. I thought we needed to control that game. Even, if we could have kept it up there, maybe we could have got some different rotations, played a few other kids. We were trying to do that a little bit tonight. Foul trouble dictated it too, but the idea was to maybe go a little bit deeper early in this game if we could, just to keep us fresh.
You played majority of everybody today. How important is that going in, getting closer to March? Is you might need somebody to step up big. How big is that?
Yeah, and again, like I said, we wanted to play a couple more regardless. That was kind of the intent, obviously with the quick turnaround too, but also wanted to just see what a couple other kids could do here late, because you're right, you never know, and what foul trouble or something, an injury might dictate. So, I want the kids that are getting opportunities at times to take more advantage of the opportunities, and I don't know that they always are, and that's probably a little disappointing to me, is that we're still into, I don't know what's today, guys, February 15th, I should know that, Valentine's Day was yesterday, but the 15th, and still working through that, is still a little bit of a struggle for me. I feel like we're a little late in the game to be trying to figure some of that out. That should already have been settled, but we're going to keep fighting.
I know she's been brought up multiple times this season, but Sydney Woodley does everything for the team, but there were a couple times tonight she showed flashes of something special on the offensive end. Are you guys used to seeing that at practice? Does she do that consistently at practice? Like, what kind of offensive player can she be?
Yeah, more and more she's starting to do that. And she can, and she did that previously. I think early on here she was kind of reserved and deferred to everybody else. But, yeah, you're just seeing what she can do. We see it in practice. I mean, she's long, she's athletic, she can finish at the rim. If she'll take the right 3, she can make the 3. Obviously, she's elite defensively and does some stuff. And I thought that late run in the half, she was pretty good in that stretch. And I know she got the pick and the layup. So, she's a big piece of what we're going to do. And we're going to need her to be really good and stay confident offensively.
You mentioned how it was kind of a tale of two halves. In the second half, you guys got back to looking a little more like yourselves. What was the message in the locker room to kind of get back on track?
Yeah, I mean, slow your mind offensively so we can convert some of these open looks that we're getting, whether that was layup or threes, continue to take the right ones. Defensively, I thought we were okay. I mean, they score a ton from the free throw line, so we fouled them too much. That was something we didn't want to do. So again, that was the one piece that wasn't great. Hayes was really good, but she's a fantastic player. And so it's kind of do you try to go double her and do things with her, and then maybe lose some other ones, or do you kind of just see if you can let her operate a little bit with a little bit of help? And it's kind of the way we went tonight. May change it the next time we play them because she had a good night, but it was also to limit them in some other areas. And so I thought we were fine defensively for most of the game, maybe outside the fourth. And we can be elite defensively. And now we've got to find a way to continue to be elite on the offensive end.
With a really quick turnaround. Go ahead.
9 rebounds, 6 steals for Kaya. That's just kind of Kaya being Kaya, isn't it?
So, yeah, and she led us an assist too, I believe. So, yeah, 3 of those 4 outside of the points, and still, challenging her to find ways to score for us, and she can be opportunistic in those opportunities. But, yeah, it was the Kaya thing. I got mad at her once and I was about ready to take her out, and then she gets a steal right behind it and something else made tears await to go in. But, yeah, she's so valuable, and as I've said all year, she's the hardest kid most of the time for me to take off the floor.
We might have asked you this last year, I just don't remember, but, as selfless as she plays, have you had a player like that before? She just seems very unique in that regard.
Yeah, she's pretty unique, and a kid that we believe in offensively, too, as much as we do, and I think she does, too. She's just, again, another one that's okay deferring and letting the others kind of go and doing her role. But she's just so elite on the other end. Like, she is a phenomenal defender, and she's so active. Obviously, she's bouncy, athletic. But I'm telling you, if we make a mistake, Kaya Watson can cover up a lot of things. And so she had the assignment at times on Hayes, just depending on what, if they went big or small with their lineup. And, yeah, she just battles and is smart and kind of always thinking ahead. And, we'll miss her when she's not here because she does do so many things for us.
With such a quick turnaround with a team like Kansas State coming in, how long do you focus on this game and look back at maybe the mistakes and clean up those before turning and preparing for the Wildcats?
Yeah, well, no, it'll be quick. So as soon as we get done, I'll be moving on to the next one and probably have Caden, our video guy, maybe clip up a couple things that, if there's stuff we can take from this game that will help us against Kansas State, then we'll watch that tomorrow. If not, then we'll just move right on to Kansas State and start that preparation.
And for the players, what kind of preparation do you do? It's a quick turnaround here coming up.
Yeah, they've already got their scout and film tonight. They'll have that, and we can't bring them back or anything. That's kind of the NCAA rule, so we have to wait until tomorrow to do that. So we'll get them prepared a little bit differently than we might typically 2 days before the game, which is today, and then we'll bring them back and do our normal prep work tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, everybody.